Hi, I'm Cathy Bollinger, Managing Director of York County Community Foundation's Embracing Aging Initiative, where we work to improve how people experience aging in York County, Pennsylvania. One of the ways we do this is by interviewing people who share the ways that they are defying aging stereotypes and the ways that they're embracing growing older. And I'm so excited to introduce today's guest to you. Her name is Betty Carson. Hi, Betty.
Hi, Cathy. How are you?
I'm great. Betty is a former YCCF board member, and she's retired from M&T Bank, and she's currently serving on the Traditions Bank Board, Capital Blue Cross Board, and also the J. William Wareheim Foundation Board. Lots of ways you're staying engaged, Betty.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it.
So can you tell us, what are you doing to embrace aging and retirement life?
Well, I'm telling you, when I was working, I worked a lot. I raised a family and I worked. And so I was busy, busy, busy with all that. And so when I thought about retirement, which I hadn't really given too much thought to, but when I realized that I was of retirement age, I thought, what does that look like for me? What am I going to do? Because to be honest, I only knew people that worked. I didn't know people that didn't work. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Who am I going to do it with? What am I going to do when I get up in the morning? And it's kind of daunting when I think, okay, so I sort of need to put a plan together for the next 30 years. So I am a type A. So if you're listening to this and you're not a type A, you may as well turn it off because I might drive you crazy. So the first thing I did was I made a list of things that I could do if I wasn't working. So I had an A list and a B list. And the A list were things that I could do now. And the B list were things, and you might laugh at this, if I couldn't walk, if I couldn't move my legs. And I thought, well, if something might happen, you never know. So the B list was sort of put off to the side because the A list is still working, but I still have the B list just in case. So back to my questions. What am I going to do? Who am I going to do it with? How am I going to stay sharp? Those were sort of my priorities. So at first I said yes to pretty much everything. And I was so busy. I did some traveling. I was busy all the time. And so once I kind of settled into it, I sort of organized my days into 6 buckets. So the buckets that I have, and I try to do something in every one of these every day, is family, health and fitness, friends, hobbies, community or work, and spiritual. And I thought, if I do something in all of those every day, my days are going to be full and they're going to be worthwhile, and they are. So when I get up in the morning, I have a plan and I know what I'm going to do. And I pretty much fill every minute of every day. My worst fear was that I would get up in the morning and be like, okay, well, now what do I do? Like,
right.
Look around, and pet the dog, whatever. So when it comes to family, I've got a wonderful family. I touch base with them every day. I talk to my kids every day. I've got 4 grandchildren and I just love it. And when I first retired, my mother was in the process of dying. So I had, a couple of years more with her with a little bit more time. So that's one thing that's like really, really important to me. And I cherish that every day. The second is health and wellness. And there's a lot in this bucket. I think it's important that I stay healthy, that I take care of myself. I get my regular checkups, I keep up with everything that I need to in that regard. And I work out every day. I do CrossFit. That is what I do first thing in the morning, unless I have a meeting or something else to do. But I pretty much do it 5, maybe sometimes 6 days a week. And that really keeps me strong and fit and keeps my mind sharp. I also have my friend bucket. Now, I didn't know who I was going to hang out with. Like I said, I didn't know people that didn't work. And there are a lot of people out there that don't work. It's amazing. So in my hobbies, I added golf and tennis. And I like to be busy. I like to be outside. So I'd already done biking and skiing but they were things that you kind of did by yourself. You don't really do them in a group. So I have my CrossFit friends, I have my tennis friends, I have my golf friends, and I have the people that I know on the board. So I've developed a really great network of relationships and friends. And one piece of advice I have is that hang with people who keep you positive. Don't hang with people who drain your energy. And so that's what I've tried to do. And I've met so many wonderful people. And then I still have the community and work. I wanted to transition my working career to something that was of value to the community and something that would keep me sharp. So you've already listed those things that I do. So when I first retired, there was a lot more to that list, but I have pared it down. So it's very manageable now. So I do something in all of those things every day. If I don't see a friend, I'll send them a text. I'll give them a call. I'll reach out to them. I'm always like planning, hey, what are we doing next weekend? Let's get together for dinner. So I'm very much on top of keeping the calendar full. And I like to manage that because then it's around my schedule.
Yeah.
So I'm usually the ones that sets the tennis and sometimes sets the golf and organizes the dinners and so on because it fits my schedule. And my schedule is pretty darn busy. So another thing that I did, which involves the tennis and the golf, I decided that each decade I was going to do 3 new things.
Oh,
And that's going to keep my
idea.
mind sharp. It's going to, teach me some new skills. So the first decade, which is the 50s, I took up golf. And I had played in a few scrambles, so I was by no means a golfer. But I jumped right in, met the people, tried to hack my way around the course. I'm still not that great, but I have fun. So I took up golf, and that's where I met a lot of really nice people. I met the people from Traditions Bank and transitioned my banking career to being on the board of Traditions Bank. So I consider that something new. And I started CrossFit in my 50s. It's never too late to take care of your fitness. So many people say, oh, I could never go to CrossFit. I'm not fit enough. And I'm like, that's why you go. You go to get fit. You don't.
Yeah.
Right. So I did those 3 things. So then I get into my 60s and I'm like, all right, now I've committed to these 3 things. What am I going to do now? So I took up tennis, which I love. I've been playing on several USTA teams and it's been amazing. I took up paddleboarding this year.
Wow.
And so that's sort of my Zen moment. I get out there on the paddleboard and it's very peaceful and quiet because most of my life is really busy and active and doing a lot of things. But paddleboarding has been great. I love it. And especially I live in Cador's Park in Hanover. And the water, it's just so peaceful when you get out there and you're by yourself, or I'm with my granddaughter, and it gives us a chance to chit chat on the paddleboard. And it's been wonderful.
No, it sounds like it. Oh my goodness.
And so the third thing, I'm not sure what that is yet. I'm thinking maybe it's getting back to taking piano lessons. So I'm considering that.
Oh,
That was on the broken leg list.
oh, okay. Oh my gosh, Patty, this is fabulous. What great ways to approach retirement. I love the idea of the 6 buckets and what's more important to you, or what's important to you in your life, what's priorities, and filling that each day. And I love this idea of the 3 new things per decade. I mean, wow, that is so cool.
Well, I like to be busy. I like to learn new things, and I'm still doing all the old ones. I'm still biking. I have a mountain bike. I'd like to find someone to do that with, but that isn't really something new. So I'm not adding that to my list, but there's still a lot. There's a lot you can do.
Right. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for sharing ways that you are embracing your aging. It truly shows you are doing it with what you shared, and look forward to hearing what comes next in the next decade. Right? That's exciting.
Well, and I'll just add one thing. In between all that, you have to fit in cooking and laundry, all that stuff. So I do all that as well. But
Wow.
it's just fun. I love it. I had no idea I would enjoy it so much, and from day one, it's been wonderful. And I still keep up with some people that I work with, so that's been great and
Oh, that's
all
wonderful.
good.
Well, thank you so much, Betty, for sharing. I know that you'll be an inspiration to people who are listening and watching. So thank you so much. And thank you to all of you who have tuned in today. To learn more about embracing aging, please visit us at embracingaging.org.
Thank you, Kathy.